What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to talk about one of the most interesting teams in the NBA, that being the Brooklyn Nets, who of course moved on from Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving because they had to last year, and now they're one of the more interesting teams in the NBA as far as having guys that a lot of teams would love to have, but unfortunately the Nets just don't own their future because of the James Harden trade. So it's kind of interesting to think about what the Nets are going to do this season at the deadline. Well, of course, it would be awesome if they could just trade away everybody and bottom out, and they could probably get a lot of assets for it because you got guys like Finney Smith, Mikal Bridges, Dinwiddie, Nick Claxton, if you want to throw him in there. There's a lot of guys they could trade away to get a lot of draft picks, assets, and bottom out. But unfortunately, with them not owning their future, that may not be an option. Today, what we're going to do is we're going to simulate to the trade deadline. We're going to let 2K determine how good or bad this Nets team is, and we're going to decide whether or not we want to be buyers or sellers. But if we're going to be sellers, we have to do it the right way. Forgot to say this, so I'm going to go ahead and add this in here. Merry Christmas to all that celebrate. I hope you guys enjoy time with your family. This will probably be the last video until Tuesday. I'm going to take Christmas Eve and Christmas with my family. What a year 2023 was. I'm excited for 2024. New years, new beginnings, all that jazz. And yeah, but I'll obviously see you guys with another video before 2023 is over. But I just had to say, Merry Christmas. Before we get in today's video, make sure you guys drop a like in this one, and of course subscribe if you are new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. Pretty close. I'm sure we're pretty close. I actually think we're pretty close to 41,000 subs. So hey, if you're not subscribed, you want to help us get it there, that'd be greatly appreciated. But the Brooklyn Nets, Mikal Bridges, Nick Claxton, Cameron Thomas, Dinwiddie. Like I said, there's a lot of guys on this team that I think a lot of teams would love to have. Of course, Mikal Bridges, probably one of the more coveted role players / all-stars now in the NBA. Nick Claxton is expiring contract. I'm assuming the Nets are going to try to keep him, obviously, but if they were to move him, I feel like some team would be willing to offer a first or two. Cam Thomas, could obviously get hot at any moment. Dinwiddie, expiring contract. Maybe there's some veteran team that wants him off the bench or something. Cameron Johnson, a nice shooter. Obviously you can never have enough shooting. Dorian Finney-Smith, another 3-and-D wing. Royce O'Neal's another one that I think a lot of teams would covet. So there's like a lot of guys here that I think there's a lot of teams would line up for. So what we're going to do is, as I said, we're going to simulate until the trade deadline. We're going to let 2K determine what is the status of this roster. What should this team be doing? Right now we're 13-15. Start today is working, which is great. But yeah, that's where it's all going to go down. There's a lot of rumors about them maybe being in on Donovan Mitchell. I probably won't do that today just because I did a Donovan Mitchell rebuild yesterday. But we are going to determine what we should be doing once we reach the deadline. Today's video is brought to you by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a player props app that's available on mobile or desktop. And right now, there's no better time to sign up for PrizePicks. They're doing their Picksmas promo, and also have a free square on Kevin Durant on the board at the moment on Christmas Day. There's also a lot of sports going on today. Got NFL, NBA, probably hockey, and whatever else is on today. But I know NBA and NFL are on today, which is awesome. A lot of NBA on today. Game starting at 11:30. But yeah, so there's a free square on Kevin Durant. How it works, you choose between 2 to 6 players. 2 players being 3 times your entry, all the way up to 6 players being 25 times your entry. If you want to sign up for PrizePicks, use code Crushables. They match your first deposit dollar for dollar, all the way up to $100. It's an extra sweat while you watch sports. I've been using PrizePicks since 2021. I absolutely swear by it. I absolutely love PrizePicks. I was on it before it got like super popular, which is why I'm happy to be partnered with them. And then the way I use PrizePicks is I actually use DGS correlation and optimizer tool. So how the optimizer tool works, let's see if we get a good example on the board at the moment. Not really a good example on the board at the moment, but usually when there's like green plays, those are obviously the best to do. But basically, it compares discrepancies across multiple sports books. Let's say if some sports book had Jabari listed at like 9, or a lot of these were listed at 9, and let's say PrizePicks had it at 8, then obviously you take the over in this situation. It's kind of a weird way to explain it because there's just not a good example here. But yeah, it's basically if sportsbook, so like this one for example, so like Jaylen Brown rebounds and assists, some sportsbook is listing at 10.5, so you're getting like a discount on PrizePicks. So that's basically how it works. Then the correlation tool, which is my favorite tool to be honest with you, is it basically correlates game scripts for you. Right now they have an upcoming soccer game today at 9 a.m. And then of course, as I said, there's some football on today, 2 Saturday games. So let's go to this one right here. So this early Saturday game right now, Jake Browning, Rudolph. So if they were to pass over their yardage, then more than likely their receivers are benefiting off of this. If you're on PrizePicks, you want to try to put this slip in and see if it works out for you. I recommend it. Correlation is such a huge edge in daily fantasy that it is something that I've absolutely loved using lately. So if you want to sign up for PrizePicks or DGF, I have both the links down in the description below. I also have DGF's YouTube channel down in the description below as well if you want to learn more about this stuff. But thank you to PrizePicks and DGF for sponsoring today's video. So we are at the trade deadline as we are 23 and 27, which tells me we are mid, of course, which means I want to go ahead and sell a little bit. I don't want to buy. I guess we could be buyers and make this team really good, but I think it's better and more entertaining if we just blow this team up. And again, we have to blow it up correctly. We can't just blow it up and bottom out because our picks are not owed to us. So we got to find a way to thread the needle here. So I don't know where I want to start because, like I said, there's a lot of guys here that could be traded. But one thing we can do is collect all these assets, and then when Ben Simmons' contract is expiring, it's a huge expiring contract, we can use that expiring salary to maybe get the next star here in Brooklyn. So the way we're going to do this is we are going to collect a lot of assets here without trying to bottom out. What we're going to try to do is get picks plus win now players. So we'll see if we can thread the needle here. So let's just go ahead and maybe start with Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal, for instance, he's not going to get us a ton, right? Like, there's no need. You know, obviously when Brooklyn first got him, they did trade a first to get him. But I don't know if they're going to get a first for him now. I just don't see that happening. But like a second round pick, or I guess if the I don't even think the Clippers have any first round picks to trade away. So Cody Martin and a second round pick. So I guess, I mean, I think Cody Martin might be returning. Starting to return yesterday or something like that. I saw a post about that. Rashawn Holmes is a second round pick. So yeah, I think this is definitely a trade that I can see the Mavericks wanting to do, where they get another, you know, wing on that roster. So, and then Boucher. So I don't mind the Rashawn Holmes trade. I think we're going to go ahead and do that one. So let's just go ahead and start here with trading Royce O'Neal for a second round pick. It's that simple. First move is done. Rashawn Holmes contract also, I believe, is a team option or player option next year. So that might be another salary that might have been expiring we can use at our disposal. So not too upset with that at all. So that's taken care of. And now next would be Dorian Finney-Smith, who I think could command a couple picks. But let's see what is, you know, on the table for us. Dorian Finney-Smith. So Marcus Morris is a second round pick. If this was a first round pick, I might be willing to do it. But right now, I'm not seeing that. What else do we got? Clint Capella, Kelly Olynyk. I'm looking for a first for Dorian Finney-Smith because I just feel like some team is willing to do that. So right now, okay, we got the Blazers, the Wizards. Okay, let's see if I could squeeze a first out of the. Let's say we got the first round pick from Philadelphia. I don't know if they would do this, but Philadelphia, they get another really good player. I think this could make some sense for them. They want a couple seconds. We got a first round pick. You know what? That's totally fine with me. So that trade is done as well. First round pick for Dorian Finney-Smith. So far, that has been taken care of. Next on my agenda is Spencer Dinwiddie. So let's go ahead and see what we can get for Dinwiddie. I'm not expecting a whole lot here. I think like a couple seconds would work. I guess if Miami wanted to give me a first round pick for Dinwiddie, I don't know. I kind of like it. Herder. What else we got? Obi Toppin, Brevin Vliet, Devontae Graham in a first round pick. I mean, the Spurs are desperate for a point guard. So I could actually see the Spurs maybe doing this because their point guard play has been abysmal, as we know. So maybe we could do something like this. I just don't know if Dinwiddie is worth a first like that. I don't know. It's tough for me to determine that, but I think the Spurs make some sense, but I don't know if the Spurs are lining up to give up like their first round pick. So what we're going to do is just take 2 seconds off of them instead. So Dinwiddie goes for 2 seconds, and we get Devontae Graham, and it's another contract next year that's expiring. So we're also setting ourselves up having expiring contracts to maybe make trades down the line, which is great. But now we need to capitalize on Mikal Bridges and potentially Nick Claxton. I might keep Nick Claxton. We'll see. But I want to go ahead, and then Cameron Johnson, I could also trade him as well if I want to fully blow this team into smithereens. So we probably, these next couple trades we do, we need to, you know, find a way to get players that could help us. Like those trades we just did, nobody we got in return is like helping us like crazy. Like Marcus Morris is going to be a fine role player. Devontae Graham could probably play a little bit. But Mikal Bridges, if we're going to trade him, which I have an idea of what I want to get for him, but I got to build out the trade correctly and see if the team's willing to do it. And then Claxton, we'll see if we want to trade him. I'm not sure yet. Cameron Johnson and then Cam Thomas, 2 guys I might be okay with trading away, although Cam Thomas is an absolute bucket. 25 points per game so far, absolutely insane. So let's figure out what we're gonna do next, because I gotta think about things a little. So for these last couple of trades, I did call in an audible and I forced them to go through just because I think they're very realistic and I can see them happening in real life. But also we could also discuss it down in the comment section below. Of course, that's what, you know, making trades and doing these videos are all about. So this is what we did. Mikal Bridges is heading to the Knicks to join his Villanova family for RJ Barrett and 3 first-round picks. We all know what the asking price has been for Brooklyn to get off of Mikal Bridges. I feel like Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart could potentially really push for the Knicks to go all in on Mikal, and I think Mikal would be an awesome addition to that team as well. Although they could, you know, be big fish hunting with Donovan Mitchell maybe, but if Mitchell weren't available, Mikal was somehow available, I feel like the Knicks could definitely swoop in on Mikal Bridges. RJ Barrett is a guy that helps us still be, you know, somewhat relevant. And we get 3 firsts on top of that, which I think is perfect. And then the next trade that we did, we sent Cameron Johnson to the Pacers for Buddy Hield and a first-round pick. Buddy Hield allows us to, you know, either re-sign him or figure out whatever we want to do with him. We get a first-round pick from the Pacers. So I feel like these 2 trades are some, you know, some trades I could see in real life. It all, you know, obviously all determines on what the Pacers decide to do and what, you know, the Knicks decide to do and what the Nets decide to do. But this is our official blowing up of this Nets team where we thread the needle, get some assets, but also get some guys that can still help us win. So we're obviously probably not going to be like a huge play-in team, but we do have an interesting roster nonetheless. So Ben Simmons right now would be our point guard. Cameron Thomas is our 2. RJ our 3. Watford, we keep Claxton in this situation, which I think I'm going to go ahead and do. Buddy Hield, Lonnie Walker, Marcus Morris, Devontae Graham. So this is our roster for the rest of the season. Probably not going to be very good, but what we have done is we get RJ Barrett, who's a guy that could be our 2nd or 3rd option once we eventually, you know, go all in this offseason, which was what we're going to do. Again, there's no need for us to just keep bottoming them out and tanking. We can't really do that. But at the same magnitude, if the Nets are willing to, you know, trade Mikal and all these other guys and get assets while getting some guys that can help them win, then I think it's something they should look at. But let's go ahead and simulate the rest of the season. We've done enough at the deadline. I also feel like we could maybe change things up here. So although Cam Thomas is not a point guard at all, he actually goes down a bit. But I think we can move Ben Simmons to power forward because right now we don't really have a good power forward. And then have Buddy Hield start. I think that's kind of what I want to do. So let's see if that would change it. Graham start. I'm actually going to go ahead and do something like this. Lonnie Walker is not going to start, but it's going to be Buddy Hield's going to start. And then it'll be something like that. So obviously Ben Simmons is more the point guard in this team, but you have Cam Thomas, Buddy Hield, RJ. So yeah, it looks pretty good to me. And then we'll, you know, obviously take the minutes away from Graham. But I'll see you guys at the end of the season. I'm curious and excited to see how this team is going to do. But we'll find out shortly. At the end of the season, Luka wins MVP. Vic is your Rookie of the Year. 6th man goes to Russell Westbrook. Nice to see that. Victor Wembanyama Defensive Player. Kobe White Most Improved. And Giannis Clutch Player. And Nick Nurse Coach of the Year. Here's your All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, and All-NBA third team. So we obviously are not in. Actually, we're in the play-in, which is actually really good because we got assets and we were still competitive, which is what we basically wanted. Cameron Thomas averages 26, absolutely ridiculous. 19 from RJ Barrett, 15 from Buddy Hield, 12.5 from Lonnie Walker. 9-11 from Claxton with 3 blocks. So I think the game plan is to resign Claxton, potentially resign Buddy Hield as well, and we'll figure it out from there. So I'll see you guys. Well, actually, let's go ahead and let's see you in the offseason, but let's see if we can find a way to get in the playoffs. You never know. No, we get eliminated. So our pick is going to the lottery, and unfortunately, it'll probably go to the Rockets, but the Knicks with Mikal getting eliminated in round 1. That sucks for them, but let's see what else happens. So Mavericks and Heat. Heat go on to win the championship. So Luka Doncic wins Finals MVP, but the Heat go on to win. Interesting. Here, retirements. Let's just go straight to the lottery. So again, our pick is not going to belong to us, which is, you know, the whole point of this video. But let's see where it ends up, and it is going to be pick number 11. So it sucks we missed out on pick 11, but it could be a lot worse, of course. And again, the Thunder have the Houston Rockets pick, but again, Rockets pick is top 4 protected, so I'm gonna have to go fix that. But what we do have, as I told you guys, is that Ben Simmons expiring contract. So I want to go ahead and take advantage of that right now. I actually have to fill out this whole coaching staff, which is what we're going to do. But yeah, we're going to go use Ben Simmons' contract with all the assets that we have. And we're going to go try to buy a maybe a lead option or a 2nd star. I don't know. We're going to get someone that helps us win now. Because again, there's no need to bottom out. So here we are on draft night. And well, we got to look at some things. 19, 27, and 29 is the 3 first-round picks we have in this draft, which is really cool. But as I mentioned, we're going to try to trade for someone here. And there's 2 guys I'm looking at in particular. I want one or the other to reset this bad boy. If we're going to try to be a contending team next year, how are we going to do that is the question. So these are the guys we're looking at that I could see potentially, you know, one of them being traded. Obviously, we don't want to go get Zach LaVine. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Our timeline isn't really going to match up to Zach LaVine. So the 2 guys we are looking at, John Morant also being available is interesting, but that one feels a little too unrealistic in my opinion. That I would love to go get Ja, don't get me wrong, but it's just not realistic. So first one is Trae Young on the Hawks, 25 years old, 89 overall. Trae Young to me makes some sense, especially if the Hawks were to shake things up this offseason. If I don't know what their future plans are, but the other one is LaMelo Ball on the Hornets. I think my preferred option would be LaMelo just because of the height and the potential of LaMelo Ball on this team. Now, I don't know. I feel like Trae Young being moved is a little bit more realistic than LaMelo Ball, but anything is possible. Maybe LaMelo wants to be in a bigger market like New York and Brooklyn. So I am going to try for LaMelo first, and then we'll go Trae Young. So let's go talk to the Hornets about LaMelo Ball, who has struggled with some ankle injuries this year, of course, and has in the past. But we have this big fat Ben Simmons expiring contract, as I mentioned. We have these picks that I don't think is really going to do anything for them right now, but we do have some other young players like Dariq Whitehead and Noah Clowney. So guys like that I think we're going to have to include in this trade. So those guys being in, I don't know if these 3 first-round picks are going to do anything for them, but like this 2025 Phoenix unprotected, this maybe pick swap with the Rockets, and then maybe the 76ers first. I don't know. All this for LaMelo Ball. I think this is the kind of package you'd have to offer to get someone like LaMelo, and they do agree. We get LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball absolutely resets this bad boy, and we have our star we're building around. So now we have RJ Barrett with LaMelo Ball, and Claxton wants to re-sign him. We have Cameron Thomas still is under contract, and then we also can re-sign Buddy Hield as a bench option or whatever we want to do. So that is how you thread the needle and reset this thing. And we still have 3 first-round picks in this draft that we can use to maybe make another big trade, which we have Graham, and Rashawn Holmes' contract is not there yet, but Devontae Graham's contract, on the other hand, is here. So instead of, drafting a few young guys, let's use 2 of these picks at the very least to go make another big trade. So right now, the biggest hole at our, the biggest need is the power forward spot. So let's go see if we can go get a forward. The first guy I'm going to try for is Lakers' Jared Vanderbilt. I don't know if they're going to be willing to move him, but I'm going to try it anyway. So Devontae Graham, and I'm going to offer 2 firsts in this draft to get him. So 19 and 27 for Vanderbilt. They don't agree to that right away. I'll offer this 2nd round pick as well. They're still not agreeing. I'm not going to go 3 firsts, but I'll offer 2 seconds. 3 seconds for Vanderbilt. What do you say? They don't agree. So Vanderbilt, not going to be an option. I would have loved to have gotten Jared Vanderbilt, but unfortunately can't get him. So let's go to the next 2 guys I was looking at. So first guy was Dallas's Grant Williams, and the other guy was PJ Washington, I believe. And I think there was someone else, but I can't remember who it was. But let's just go to Dallas about Grant Williams, who I think would be a fine power forward addition to the team. So let's see what they say about this. So 19 for Grant Williams. They don't agree. I don't know if I want to throw 2 firsts at them. 19 and 21. They agree. We get Grant Williams. So Grant Williams, another huge addition, in my opinion, to this team. I don't know if he's going to be the starting power forward next year, but he's definitely going to be an option on this team, which I love. And then we'll just jump in the draft and pick 2 guys with the last 2 picks. So 27 and 29. Let's see if we can get. We can, obviously get a couple young guys here. You can never have enough young assets in the future. I'm going to go Bobby Klintman here. And then we'll see what Cleveland takes. Kevin McCullough. So I think we're going to take Mac. So McKenzie, welcome to the team. And I felt good about that. So now we have Bobby Klintman and Mac. Welcome to the Nets. Player option. Rashawn Holmes accepts another expiring contract. Qualifying offers. Keon Johnson. Not really worried about him. And then free agency. Let's see what we got. LeBron James is a free agent. Obviously Claxton. That's someone we're going to take care of. So let's just get that out of the way right now. I don't know what Claxton's market's going to be, but I'm going to offer him a big contract. We are his #1 option right now, which is great. And then I'm going to offer Buddy Hield a contract return as well. So I'll offer Buddy Hield, and then Morris, not too concerned about. So Claxton and Buddy Hield coming back to Brooklyn, which is great. And now we can figure out what's next. So power forwards, we have Sadiq Bey as an option that we could go sign, which I actually like, which I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to offer Sadiq Bey a contract to make the power forward spot even stronger. So Sadiq Bey, welcome to Brooklyn. I got him. And now we can figure out how this rotation is going to look. So let's move Buddy Hield to the 2. I'm going to have Buddy Hield play 2. So Buddy Hield's going to play some 2. Although he goes down in overall, he's going to be our backup 2. Cameron Thomas might be our starter next year, which I guess is fine because we do have, I think, height to support that notion. Daron Sharp, he might progress, but I'm not sure if I can trust him enough. Sadiq Bey, Grant Williams, we have Klintman, Mac. Both guys are going to go to the G League. And then right now, I mean, Grant Williams is 6'6". Can I move him to the 3 and he goes up? Yeah, he does. So I'm going to move him to the 3. He'll be our backup 3 instead of our backup 4. So LaMelo, Buddy Hield. So that looks good so far. So it's kind of our front court that needs addressed if we want any, obviously backups there. And it's not, the money's really not there for that. So Daron Sharp is going to have to be our backup 5 next year. We could bring Marcus Morris back, but he might go down in overall, which is what I'm concerned about. But we might use Rashawn Holmes to make another trade here. So Rashawn Holmes, I think I'm going to try to use his contract as well to make one last final trade. We're just going to get Chris Boucher off the Raptors. We just need somebody there. We're going to give 2 firsts. We get 1 second in return. So basically the Raptors net a second for Chris Boucher. So, we'll roll with that. So our front court is going to need some work in the future, but let's go straight to player progression and let's see what our team is looking like. I do expect Buddy Hield to go down. He goes down a lot worse than I would have wanted to see, but it's all good. Sadiq Bey, Grant Williams, Daron Sharp, all up. Daron Sharp going to 77 is huge because he's our backup 5 next year. Melo 90. So yeah, feel really good about what this team looks like. I don't know if we're about to be like a championship team next year. We've definitely taken the right steps to potentially be that, maybe as soon as next year. So let's go take a look at our rotation, and let's see what this is about to look like. So there's been a lot of work put into this, but I'm feeling good about what this rotation could look like and what the future of this team could be. So power is going to learn his 23rd. Proficiency is going to be 3.5 with Jack Vaughn. If we aren't successful this year, I definitely think I'm going to fire Jack Vaughn, probably. But LaMelo Ball, Cameron Thomas, RJ, Sadiq Bey, Claxton. Really like that starting 5 with Grant Williams, Daron Sharp, Buddy Hield, and Chris Boucher. Not a bad roster by any means. And then we're going to go ahead and send Klitman and also Mac down to the G League, which I guess we need to sign one more player if we're going to do that. So let's sign one more player. We can send Mac down to the G League as well. So get Taj Gibson. Or that's Tommy Gibson. Just kidding. Is there anybody here that's not on a G League contract that I can go get? Got to scroll quite a bit. All right, boom. I saw a couple guys. Give me Stanley. Welcome to the team. Just kidding. Now you can come to the team. Okay. And then we send Mac to the G League, and we should be good. All right. I will see you guys either at the deadline or at the end of the season. All depends on how things are going. No shot tendency is great. Cameron Thomas shot tendency, I'm going to lower it just a little bit. I don't really need him averaging 25 points per game. I would rather have RJ be that guy for us, but we'll see what happens. I'll see you guys at the end of the season or at the deadline, as I said. At the end of this season, LaMelo Ball does make All-NBA first team, which is lovely to see. 27 points per game looks like our value that we traded. It definitely worked out for us, which is awesome. But here goes nothing. So we are in the playoffs as the 3rd seed in the East, which is what we wanted to, obviously have. Player stats-wise, 27 from LaMelo, 19.5 from Cameron Thomas, 19 from RJ Barrett, 12 from Sadiq Bey, 10.5 from Buddy Hield, 8 from Daron Sharp with 8 rebounds and a block. So Daron Sharp had a really good year for us, which is great. Claxton 7, 11, and 3 as well. So our center rotation I actually feel good about. Grant Williams 6.5, 5.5 from Chris Boucher. So let's go and see if we can maybe go on a run here. I don't know if we can win a championship this year, but hey, we're the 3rd seed, which is awesome. So Trae Young, Murray, Hunter, Jalen Johnson, Okongwu, Capella, somebody curve around against Atlanta, and we are going to be in an even series with them until they take the 3-2 lead. Let's see if we can simcast and force a game 7. We are in a huge game 6 here, and it's not looking good for us unless if we take the lead here, which we are getting close, but no, we're going to lose. Okay, so you know what? That's fine. First season with, obviously the blowing up that we did. The Knicks are still going to get eliminated in round 2, so Mikal has still not helped them. Nuggets going to win the championship over the Heat, so Nikola Jokic another championship. All right. Going to the lottery. Let's see what we got going on here. So again, I don't believe we have a pick here. And our draft pick obviously won't be here either. Actually, did we have a pick here? I thought I saw our name for a second, but it might have been because of a pick swap. So, yeah, no picks for us. I don't think there's any picks for us in general in this draft. So Spurs get number 1. I also get to add, Cooper Flagg to their team. Shout out to them. But I think I'm going to go get a new head coach. Joe Mazzulla is available, which he has great ratings. I don't think I ever hired Joe Mazzulla. So you know what? Give me Joe Mazzulla. Just kidding. I didn't offer enough. Okay. So no Joe Mazzulla. Frank Vogel is here. Billy Donovan. So like there's some good Taylor Jenkins. I'm going to get Frank Vogel, I guess. That should be enough for him. Okay, so get Frank Vogel. Welcome to the Nets. All right, let's go straight to player options. And again, I don't think we had a draft pick. Let me double check. And oh, we did. 25. Okay. Don't know if there's like anything I'm looking to do. I'll just let the CPU draft whoever they want at 25. I'll sign them. So 25, we get Connie Carr. Welcome to the team. Player options, nothing going on here. Qualifying offers, Cameron Thomas, Daron Sharp. 2 guys I do want to bring back. Jason Tatum's a free agent, but Cam Thomas, he had a great year last year, so I'm going to pay him a lot of money, and Daron Sharp going to pay him, and that should be it. So sign those 2 guys, lock them up. That core is, locked into this team. We still have money to sign like another good player if we want to as well. So Okoro is available. We have Levert, Lonnie Walker, Dinwiddie. So we definitely have a good situation going for us. So Buddy Hield, Grant Williams, Sadiq Bey. Okay, I think the main thing we need to do is obviously improve our bench. So as much as I love Buddy Hield, probably going to regress again. Klitman and Mac, I'm not sure if either one of them will be ready for next year. If one of them is, I think I could bank on Klitman, and we have a backup 5. So right now, I think our backup guard situation is what's the worst on this team. So Lonnie Walker, Levert, even a Quentin Grimes off the bench, I think could be huge, or Isaiah Joe. Give me Isaiah Joe. Let's get another shooter on this team. So that's going to be where our MLE goes, and he is going to sign it. So great. So MLE goes to Isaiah Joe. Kind of like Gary Payton, and also if we wanted to. But I'm going to go to player progression, and let's see what this is looking like. I assume Buddy Hield's going to go down. I'm curious to see how much Klitman goes up. So, okay, this is actually looking good. So far, everyone's progressing. We got Claxton, RJ, Cam Thomas, Zeke Bay all up. Grant Williams up. Darren Sharp up. Isaiah Joe up. Both those guys are up, which is fantastic. And then Buddy Hield is the one guy going down, of course. So, I mean, right now, I guess we wouldn't have Buddy Hield as our backup 2 next year. But Klitman and Mac are ready to play, which is probably something we'll do. We'll just play 2 forwards off the bench over Buddy Hield probably. So, you know, obviously length is something that the NBA is gravitating towards anyway. You know, one really quick notion I wanted to say, or one thing I wanted to say, is that video by Rusty Buckets, which is just such a phenomenal video, if you know which one I'm talking about, where he talked about, you know, how the power forward position died and predicted what the next position would be. It was such a fantastic video, but if you have not seen it, but it just like totally changed my thought process on rebuilds now in a way. Not really like a whole lot, but like, you know, length is definitely where the NBA is going. We're going to have like 6-7 point guards and, you know, 6-7 guards, and then probably going to be like 3 forwards instead of having another 2 guards. So, yeah, very interesting. But, yeah, if you haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend it. But this is what it's going to look like going into next season. So, we didn't change too much other than the bench got a lot better, and Klitman gets to play this season now, and we're 4-star under Frank Vogel. So, I will see you guys at the end of year 3, and hopefully this team is back, you know, being a top 4 seed in the East. Melo Ball once again representing us, making the All-NBA first team again, which is fantastic. We ended up being the first seed in the East this time, so Brooklyn has taken over. Now, does that mean we win a championship? Of course, you guys, if you've seen my videos, you know that does not mean that. We could easily still get eliminated in round 1, but 29 and 10 from LaMelo, 22 from RJ, 19 from Cameron Thomas, 13 from Zeke Bay, 12 from Joe, 9 from Sharp, and then 7, and then 6 and 10. So, here goes nothing. Cleveland in round 1. They have Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Mobley, Jarrett Allen, Trey Mann, Mo Wagner, Brandon Boston. I have a feeling we're getting eliminated in round 1 here, boys. I don't know why. It's just the gut feeling that I have. I feel like Cleveland is about to beat us. But here goes nothing. So many current round. And, oh, I was wrong. Okay, we actually swept them. And now we get Mikal Bridges and the Knicks, who is a lot of fun. They no longer have Jalen Brunson. Today they have Josh Giddey. But they're starting Dinwiddie over him. Interesting. Okay. It's a pretty good squad in, you know, New York, but Battle of New York here. So here goes nothing. Somebody current round against the Knicks, and we are going to go down 2-1. All right, let's see if we can maybe even it up in this huge game 4. I should have given more minutes to LaMelo Ball, but it's fine. We can fix that hopefully with a win here. Not looking good for us. So yeah, we're going to get blown out, which is awesome. All right. So again, once again, if you guys knew, you know, as you guys know, when I'm the first seed in the East, it usually means I'm getting eliminated. I don't know. It just seems to work that way. First seed in general, I just find a way to get bounced out early. But right now, we do have a lead. So, I mean, 1 game at a time mentality. Maybe we can come back from this. 117-141. LaMelo with a huge game. All we got to do is win this one in Madison Square Garden. We're heading back to Brooklyn for a Game 7 at home. So, anything is possible here. Can we come out here and beat the Knicks in Madison Square Garden is the question. It's going to be a 5-point lead. We have a 5-point lead again. Now, can we keep it is the question. And we are going to barely just beat the Knicks. Well, you know what? Barely still works. We have forced a Game 7. Here goes nothing. Game 7. Did we come all this way to just get eliminated? And, well, we had the lead for a second. We had the lead for a second again. We take it. The Knicks keep taking the lead back as soon as we take it from them. So, back and forth game so far. This is going to be a very, very nerve-wracking Game 7. I can already tell. All right. Just don't let them run away with it. Please start scoring. Please get back in the game. Okay, we tie it up. We have the lead. Run away with it now. Run away with this lead. Do not let them back in it. And we are going to do just that. All right, let's watch the end. 120-120. Minute 30 left on the clock. Here goes nothing. I am not going to play this out. You guys know I'm not the guy you want to watch play 2K. So I'm going to make sure I'm not playing. All right, got to fix the camera again. I did that backwards. All right, here we go. 120-120, a minute 30 left in the clock. One thing I love about this 2K is I don't even have to move my webcam. The scoreboard's in the perfect spot. LaMelo over Drummond. He's going to make it. Boom. Big shot. Shout out to LaMelo for that. 122-120. Josh Giddey is going to dribble up the ball. Got Isaiah Joe guarding him. Josh Giddey looks so much bigger than Isaiah Joe. He looks just like way bigger, which is interesting. But he's going to pass it to Drummond. He's going to trust Drummond to take the final shot in that scenario. Are you kidding me? We'll take that. We can let Drummond take the shot. LaMelo Ball almost hoisted up a 3. Take your time, LaMelo. Get a good shot. All right. Let's see. Isaiah Joe's open. Give it to him. Grant. Okay, I don't know why you didn't shoot that, Joe. You're a shooter, bro. Zeke Bay. Big shot. Makes it. We have a 4-point lead. 53 seconds left in the clock. All right, here we go. 25 points for Zeke Bay tonight. Shout out to him. All right. Josh Giddey's going to have the ball again. Did a weird spin move, but it worked, I guess. Giddey is going to pass it to Dinwiddie, former Brooklyn Net. Going to pass it to Giddey, who's wide open for three. He is going to miss it. That was a shot they absolutely needed. They might start. Wow, they get a steal. That's huge. Josh Hart, what a steal. I thought they were going to try to foul. Giddey cuts, and man, what a steal from Josh Hart. I have to call a timeout. We had control of the game until that moment. Man, Josh Hart, big steal. Okay, we still have the lead. All we got to do is make a shot here, and we could still be chilling. All right, let's give it to LaMelo. They might still play the foul game still because they were trying to foul earlier. They're not. Okay, so, oh, okay. They tried to reach again. It didn't work this time. I thought they got another steal. LaMelo ball, the free throw line. Take us to the promise. Gonna miss the first one. Okay, it's all good. Just make the second one. We have a 3-point lead. Knicks are gonna call a timeout. They could easily tie up this game, but all we gotta do is guard the perimeter. Again, though, they could just take a quick shot if they wanted to, if they want to be really quick, but only 27 seconds on the clock. That could be risky. Okay, so they have Drummond, or no, that's Randall. Randall's back out here. Sadiq Bey guarding Randall. He's gonna get a screen from Mitchell Robinson. Randall 3. Sadiq Bey was kind of there. He misses it. Claxton with the big board, gonna give it to RJ Barrett. And just like that, RJ Barrett on his former squad, by the way. If we can go ahead and salt this one away, that'd be fantastic. So 4-point lead. This should give us a 5-point lead. And he does make it. So RJ Barrett makes both free throws. We could be moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. Dinwiddie's going to have the ball. As long as they don't make a 3 here, we should have this game. Dinwiddie 3. He is going to sink it. And just like that, this game got more interesting. Okay. Give it to Melo. I was going to give it to Cam Thomas. Okay, Cam Thomas gets to shoot free throws, and someone just fouled out. Even should have fouled out. Okay, Cam Thomas, free throw line. I was about to say, all I got to do is make one. And if you can make another one, that's a bonus. So, bonus one goes in, W. Okay, 125 to 129. Just got to make sure we don't allow a 3 this time. Dinwiddie hits one earlier. Going to give it to Randall. Randall, 3-point chucked up. Going to miss it, and that is your ball game, boys and girls. We are going to the Eastern Conference Finals after being down 3-1 to the Knicks. So shout out to the Nets for coming back. Confetti comes down. Eastern Conference Finals. Here we come. So Detroit is awaiting us here. Sasser, Ivy, Asar, Patrick Williams, Capella, Paul George, D'Angelo Russell. They no longer have Cade Cunningham, but instead they have Paul George and Asar and Ivy. Okay. Here goes nothing. Somebody current round against them. 2-1 lead so far. 2-2. All right. I had a feeling this was not going to be easy. All right. Game 5 in Brooklyn. Let's take advantage of being at home and win this one. Right now, we do have the lead. Does not mean anything, but it's looking pretty good for us, and we are going to beat them in this Game 5. Can we win Game 6? Yes, we can. We are in the NBA Finals. All right, now we get Denver. Denver just won a championship last year. Trey Jones, Strother, Brown, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Miles Turner, Michael Porter. Okay. They don't have Jamal Murray anymore. I don't know. I feel like we're better, but it is Jokic. Similar current round. 3-0, and we are going to... And okay, we won. Let's go. 5 wins, or beat them in 5, I should say. And LaMelo Ball is your Finals MVP. So just like that, we probably blew up the Brooklyn Nets. Now, is this going to all happen in real life? Probably not. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you on the next video. By the way, forgot to say at the very beginning, Merry Christmas, man. Merry Christmas. This is probably the last video until Tuesday. So I'm obviously going to take Christmas Eve and Christmas with my family. But yeah, Merry Christmas. Forgot to say at the beginning. I might even actually... I'm definitely going to add another intro to the beginning because I feel bad for not wishing you guys Merry Christmas at the beginning. But thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.